I have no doubt those Wall Street bonus figures from the New York Attorney General we just ran through before the break are going to shock many of you. What were the head honchos at Citigroup thinking when they paid out $130 million to 14 people last year, a year in which the bank lost almost $28 billion? Fortunately, we have someone right here who can help answer that question, even if the answers may not be all that satisfying or reassuring. Jeanne Branthover is Managing Director at Boyden Executive Search, a Wall Street recruiter. She knows the players on both sides, the bankers and traders who get the money and the firms that they work for. Jeanne, the first question I have for you is, some of the data do seem shocking, but do they shock you? Were you surprised at what you saw here?
I'm not shocked. I know the rest of the world is more than shocked, but no, in Wall Street and for recruiters, it's not shocking. Some of it, as far as the numbers, the size of the bonuses are maybe a little bit more surprising. We thought they might be less, but having bonuses is not a surprise at all.
Okay, here is a question that you might find a bit unfair, but I have to ask it of you anyway. What, and this is what people need to understand, what can somebody on Wall Street, a trader, an investment banker, possibly do that warrants a bonus of, say, $10 million, or in the case of those 4 employees at Merrill Lynch, an average of $30 million or more?
They're helping the firm survive. The bottom line is the firms are here, and they're getting better, and their numbers are getting better, and without these people, that wouldn't be happening. So it's really, with these people, we are going to survive as a Wall Street place in the world.
Jeanne, I'm just curious, are you hearing from any of the people that you work with a hesitation to work on Wall Street? Would they rather be, say, in private equity firms? Obviously, that's part of Wall Street. Would they rather be with a foreign bank? What kind of feedback are you getting?
We're getting people that are very willing now to get out of what they were doing and going somewhere else. But that's not necessarily because they want to. It's because they don't have a place to go back to where they used to be. So it's not necessarily that they're trying to get out. It's more they're trying to get employed.
So even for people who have jobs who are being paid well, they're not coming to you and saying, listen, I want to get out of working from a publicly traded company. I want to be somewhere where no one's going to complain about what I make.
No, nobody has come to me and said, I'm really worried that somebody's going to find out I'm making this kind of money and I really want to get out. No, not at all. People are getting right back in. They want to make the money again. They want to make a difference in the world as far as, fixing things, but they're really prepared to make good money again.
Jeanne, Andrew Cuomo says in this report that he published that we need to get away from poaching, the bonus bidding wars. Now, I'm not trying to make an accusation here, but firms like yours are involved in those bonus bidding wars. How can we achieve what Andrew Cuomo wants and which many people feel is necessary, many people in Congress, and yet preserve the competitiveness of the firms that he looks at in these reports?
I've really thought about this, and we've talked to, our firm and other people about it. The only way that will really happen is if everybody's on the same playing field. If everybody agrees we're going to do X.
What's the likelihood of that? That seems to go against capitalism.
I can't imagine how anything like that would ever happen, but it really is the only way.
So is regulation the only way? Do we need to regulate pay or somehow level the playing field for Wall Street banks, commercial banks, hedge funds?
I don't know how you can, because also you have to reward the people that are doing something exceptional. You really do. And so each firm, that's the only way they keep their leadership, the only way they keep their talent. And the reason you see so much movement, which we see much more movement right now than we have for years, it's not just the money, but it's also who wants this person to lead.
Do you think you're going to see a lot more in, for example, stock payments as far as compensation? In other words, this kind of drive away from bonuses and tied directly to the bank's performance?
You're going to see a lot more creativity when it comes to total compensation, and it's going to be tied into how well did the firm do and what did you have to do with that.
The one thing that Andrew Cuomo jumps on is that there's not pay for performance, that some people in money-losing divisions got huge payments. Do you see right now, or have you detected, banks unwilling to compensate those people in money-losing divisions, and as a result, they're moving elsewhere to try to find that paycheck at another firm?
Well, it's unusual, but you have to understand that if a division has lost money, it doesn't mean that that person isn't doing something to save that division. So you can't really look at this is what you did and this is how much money the division made. It's how much money the division didn't lose.
That's a very good point, because that is not reflected in the data that he published.
And that's
we
unfair.
Do need to drill down further if we want to know that information. Jeanne, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Jeanne Branthover, Managing Director at Boyden Executive Search, joining us right here. Now,